8-bit here. Alright, a lot of y'all know there's some stuff I've been going through, and it's, besides the physical part that I go through, and just the anxiety and stress that put a person through. Emotionally, I've had some other things happen besides just my son and what happened with his life. I mean, he's okay, but not really. Not what Kentucky did to him. But I've been trying to talk to a therapist of some sort because I don't have anybody to really talk to out here. Or most of my life. I've handled most of the stuff on my own most of my life. I took psychiatry for a few years in college to understand people, to understand myself, to undo a whole lot of things that people did. And to realize there's a whole lot of stuff that people put on us that's not our own, but we carry it as our own and respond to it like it's us, that it's ours. But it's not always that way. So I bounced around with the VA for a little bit on all these therapists that nobody has time, nobody wants this, or they're trying to stick pills down my throat, or I need this kind of therapy session, I need this kind of mental exercise, and I told these people from the get-go, the therapy I am looking for is just someone to talk to, because everything I'm going through is heavy. It affects me physically, unfortunately, hardcore in ways it never used to because of all this nerve damage. So I thought it would just be a way to take some of the weight, the load off of what I carry, because in time I can get through this stuff. I can undo it. I might have residuals. We're all humans, but the majority of it, I know what's me, and I know what was put on me. Okay? So I get on this video call with this therapist out of California. The VA does some civilian setup or something, and apparently people don't communicate very well, because from the get-go, our very first conversation, she didn't really want to even hear what I was wanting her for and why I needed someone to talk to. She just had this guideline and this thing that we needed to follow, and these treatments that we needed to do. And I'm like, what? Wait a minute, what treatments? I was like, why is everybody so confused and so it's so hard for them to understand that someone just wants someone to talk to. So reluctantly, she let me talk through that first session. Today was my third session, I think. But she let me kind of talk through that, but not really. She kept trying to, well, maybe you need this, or she kept trying to hand me off to another person. Maybe I need this person, or maybe I need all these treatment things. She kept coming at me like I didn't know how to deal with what's happening to me emotionally, and somehow that I'm letting this stuff increase my pain. And what I've been trying to tell her is like I'm doing right now, this moving, because all this nerve pain up and down my spine and whatever else, I'm not sure, high RF stuff that I used to be part of years ago, I'm not sure what that stuff did to me. I know my whole body feels it. It doesn't feel like it's my spine. But anyway, all this moving around, it hurts. It makes me hurt like hell. Even sitting still, it feels like my joints and my bones hurt. But when I'm moving, I don't know, it doesn't feel like muscle pain. I know what muscle pain is. I used to be a soldier. I used to be an athlete. Hiking, kayaking, I know what muscle pain is. So this pain that I'm going through is not that. It's not muscle pain. And definitely after Friday night and what happened and the emotional hell that put me through, I physically was exerting my body though through that when I was going through that. with them, and I don't know. I think that's why I hurt. So either way, I'm off track. So this therapy keeps trying to hand me off to these other things, like I don't know how to do this. So I had to tell her, because she didn't know how many years that I've studied and learned and try to understand people and myself, the emotions, just what it does, good and bad, and just how manipulative people are. Even if, sadly, some, I don't know if they know. I don't know. I might be naive in that part. But anyway, after I told her, I've had all these years to learn how to deal with things and then undo things that people did. Then I had to tell her my nightmare childhood, which sprung all kinds of other things in her mind and got her thinking I need this treatment and that treatment. I'm like, what the fuck? And just listen to the conversation in this story. I'm reluctantly, I cuss a lot more lately. That part I don't like. I didn't used to do all that. Only in anger, not in general conversation. So, and it took a lot to trigger anger. And nowadays, it's not even anger, it's pain. It sounds similar, but how it feels is pain. I'm not angry. Frustrated? Yeah, I'm frustrated because when you love people, and you give them so much time in your heart, and you just, it doesn't matter. And in the end, nothing changes. You're the one, like I'm going through. You just left to hurt a lot emotionally. Because you care. It's not because you have mental issues. These doctors, man. Having emotions is not a bad thing. I don't care what this world is trying to tell us. Because when you love people and they're hurting you and emotionally, that hurts, that hurts the part of you that loves them and cares for them. Then especially if they're really hardcore on trying to make it, your fault. You're the one to blame. Yeah, it really gets difficult to get through. I guess narcissism is pretty rampant in this world. People know that. I don't need to tell you. This video's getting on, so whatever. I didn't plan on making it. My next video I was hoping to do an unboxing soon. I'm waiting on something. But it was just so weird. I was waiting on this phone call with this therapist. And some of y'all out there in the community, the PV community, you kind of know what happened, this past week, Friday. And kind of what it did, and what I kind of went through, most of this weekend. So before the call, I'm not as bad now, but before the call, look at this shit, I was worse. And I thought it's because I was going to have to relive the weekend. I made a video of it. I already relived it once, a few times, trying to make the video, and I made it so I could give the link to the therapist, so I wouldn't have to like just go through it all again. But before the call, like I said, I was all shaky and stuff. Then I get on the video call with her, and she's, doing her greetings and all that, and and she's got her plan and her treatment guideline that we need to focus on. She keeps telling me we need to get on track with this, and I'm sitting there, I was like, wait a minute, this is our third session. Focus on what? And she didn't have an answer, of course, because but. And then I was like, well, I have a video link that I put together. I said it was a rough weekend. The reason why I requested to have someone to talk to, like, someone like you. The aftermath is really what really tears me up the most. And she didn't want to. She just wanted to focus on her treatment plan. I don't know what she wanted to treat it yet. We had 2 conversations, and some of those conversations I got to talk and tell what's going on with me. Others were her just trying to, maybe we need to this, or maybe we need to refer you over here, or this or that. I'm like, so I kind of let her know I was a little not expressive. I was, just like I am now here, that it wasn't cool that she was dismissing something that I need her to see. The reason that we're having this phone call in the first place. And so I was trying to get her to see it again, to let me drop the link, because she said we have a place I can send her the link, and she wanted to know the platform, and I said YouTube, and I said it's unlisted, it's private. It's about 12 or 13 minutes long. And she's like, well, that's gonna take a lot of our time. I was like, what do you mean, our time? I said that video has everything to do with our time. Yeah, but we need to get on this treatment guideline and get on track with this treatment plan. I was like, but, and I tried to get her, let me drop the link again to just watch the video. Nope, dismissed it again. By this point, her video is frozen anyway, which is good. I didn't want to see her anymore, because I'm reaching out to someone to talk to, just kind of lean on, like I told her in this video call that I just had with her. I was like, in the end, I don't need you guys to help me. I've done it all these years before. I just thought it would be good to have someone to talk to, because I have the added bonus of this nerve pain and the physical pain and the added stress and anxiety it alone does. Well, and the migraines too, motherfuckers. But no. So basically, she wanted to get back to the New Mexico VA to find out, because she didn't believe, I guess, the reason that I requested help in the first place was to have someone to talk to. Just to talk. That's all. Someone to listen to what I'm going through. And that's it. I'm not looking for medications and all these other things. So, in the end, I was like, well, she kept saying, what can we do to resolve this? Because she kept trying to push the blame onto me why now we're not seeing that video. You know, I gotta, what do they call them, professional therapists, trying to gaslight me a little bit, and then trying to, you know, it's my fault really that we're not watching it now, because she did ask, you know, to watch it, and I was like, no. I was like, I don't want to now. I was like, you just missed it 3 times. I said, the reason I'm calling and talking to anybody is because I'm reaching out to someone to help me through what I'm going through. And I said, the video had everything to do with it. And it's like, you didn't want to. Until you saw that I was, because, you know, when you say upset, you don't have to be animated to be upset, okay? And I wasn't animated. The voice wasn't loud. But you can hear tones in your voice and stuff when things, you know, even just in a regular conversation, you can tell, like if you said something to someone that loves you and you hurt them, and their voice would change a little bit when they responding back to you. And you can tell they're hurt, you know, you can tell that what you said to them hurt them or whatever, or an action you did or whatever. So that's when she finally is like, oh, well, okay, let's see this video. But, you know, if I gotta sit there and beg someone, I don't know, I just felt like the whole video call and reaching out to these therapists for help is causing me more stress than it's helping me. Because they're not wanting to listen. They start the call, they start their whatever therapy with focus on their mind. They had this game plan, and that's just what they want to do. I don't understand how these therapists can have a game plan on how to treat somebody if they don't allow them to talk, to allow them to tell them what's going on. You know, the therapist doesn't need to steer the conversation that much. And so yeah, I don't know. This sucks. I wasted a bunch of time so far on something I thought would help me. Kind of just someone to lean on through this, because, you know, divorce sucks. When you love people and they hurt you intentionally, it sucks. And it's not because they're clueless, you know. They're not clueless. So, I don't know. That's my video. Therapy sucks. Or therapist sucks, I guess. Probably not all. I'm sure there's some good people out there. There's no hate. I'm just relaying an experience I just had. I was hoping, reaching out for a little help. But the help that I wanted was just an ear, a conversation. And I've made it abundantly clear when I called the VA, every person that I've talked to that's, you know, I think this is the 3rd or 4th place in a month. It's not because they're not wanting to help me or something. They're just all full. So they just have this system where, you know, I started out in I guess in the local larger VA hospital down the road, several miles from here. It was just an internal place, and they someone on the phone. It was like phone stuff. But her schedule was pretty full, so she was trying to get me set up with someone that could, you know, talk to me more, because she was only able to talk to me like once every couple weeks, every 3 weeks or something like that. And then I just kind of wanted something every week because things were. It's so abundant nowadays on what's been happening and how it feels that I thought maybe at least a week, because I would go through several days of stuff, anyway through that week, and it would have been just nice to have someone at the end of that bumpy ride to conversate with. And so she tried to get something set up with another place, and it was, I guess, a civilian facility here locally. But they just called and said, "Hey, we're full till next year. We don't have any openings till way or maybe it was September. I don't know. I forgot. It was either late this year or next year." And I was like, "Oh, that's not gonna work." So I'm going through this stuff now. I was like, by that point, I'd already gone through it and already undid everything that it did, or at least most of it. I might have residuals, and when you love people and you miss them, you don't have your moments, regardless. I'm not talking balling on the floor, can't exist kind of things, but you think of them, and you have a moment, that whatever, and then you just go on. But so they set me up with somebody in California, and she seemed like a pretty cool lady at first, but I don't know. The video overall, she's probably cool, but she was just set on her agenda, her plan. Plan of what? They didn't even know me yet. The first phone calls, second phone call, and this, I didn't even get a chance. She just dismissed it. She didn't want to know. So I don't know. I had to end the session. I didn't end it in an extreme way. I was like, "Dog, I can't," because she just didn't want to really do anything. She just wanted to focus on this thing of hers, and that's not what I wanted therapy for. I just wanted someone to talk to. It's kind of like what I'm doing now, but this doesn't help because I'm just talking to a camera. And some of y'all might hear this. I don't know. I get some views on YouTube every now and then. This is not really FPV related, 8-bit related. It affects me a lot. I know the whole physical part affects me. Like right now, I'm not even on 10th of soccer. I've been down that road when I'm shaking. Even just the normal, I don't know if it's spasms or what. I don't know. My body, I just go through all kinds of weird shit. It's nerve damage. Like yesterday. Yesterday was intense. I had pins and needles like crazy. Like it just constantly felt like, there's something there, hold the electricity. I was getting electrocuted everywhere, even my freaking hair. I was like, what the heck? With the pins and needles, and then there's this accompanying feeling that I don't know. It's like just it's yucky. I don't know how to describe it, but it's very annoying, and it's instead of your mind being able to like focus, it pulls you in, and you're like, oh, I don't want to feel this. I need to get on something else. Focus on something else. So you're back and forth, And so it was a little rough yesterday. The pain wasn't as bad. My normal pain though. I guess when the doctor asks you, what's your pain level today? 0 to 10. I guess 0 being none, 10 being hardcore. My normal is usually 11. And I say that because through the years. More normal was 3, 5, 7. And it's not because I'm getting weaker and the pain's getting intense. But I don't know. It's not really 11. I don't know. My mid back feels like 11. But at least my low back isn't too bad. My legs are not like achingly crazy in pain. But yeah, that's just what I just needed, the VA to help with someone just to talk to. I don't know why people want to keep trying to throw pills and all this other unnecessaries. Sometimes people just don't have people to talk to. Not deep stuff, not stuff that hurts them, hurts their heart. Don't be afraid to have emotions, but some people define that differently, so I don't know. It's not up to me on the definitions. I know what it means to me, and I think it means pretty much the same to the majority of people. Unless the majority is narcissism, then no, it's not the same thing. Or whatever other disorders that people can hide behind and not take account for what they do to people, what they do to someone. I don't know. I know sometimes I know I've made a comment I want to be naive and feel like sometimes maybe they don't know, or they don't know how to stop what they're doing. I know therapy and therapists will claim that. If you get a narcissist in therapy and they're talking, if you can get a narcissist to go to therapy, and they're talking to a therapist, the therapist is not going to sit there and be like, well, you need to stop being, an asshole. They're going to try to, oh, well, this is why you did this and this, which is probably true, I don't know. I don't know how my life would have turned had I not took psychiatry, whatever, in college for a couple years and learned. And also, don't know how my life would turn had I not went to White Sands and experienced all that high RF energy blasted on to us while they were testing things and wiping my memories, because something did. Before the Army, you talk about nerd. I was a nerd. I had a 3D mind. I could do all kinds of stuff without even writing it down. Algebra, trig, everything. All this stuff I just do. And then, I didn't need to write. I didn't need to remember or struggle to remember. It was easy. I noticed after White Sands, I didn't remember anything about my childhood. I remember, the parents, the family, the kid, my brothers and all that. But when I say that, and I didn't realize it, it wasn't something I noticed, because at the time of my life, I was getting away from that part of my life, because it was hardcore. It was hardcore, kids. I don't know, parents, man. People, if you love your people and your kids, you're not going to hurt them in any way. I mean, you might have unintentional mishaps where you didn't intend to hurt somebody. And I'm talking emotionally. But the physical, that takes an intent. If you're beating somebody, that's intent. So you parents, and the parents that raised us, and you elders that are fucking up our world today, y'all, I don't know what happened to y'all and your mentality and what y'all thought was okay. But it wasn't okay. But like I said, had I not took all the courses in college and White Sands and the RF and the memory loss, and then dawning that I couldn't remember is whenever I would talk to other family and they would talk about things in our lives, or events or days, good things, nothing negative, just the moments when we did have something good. And I'm clueless, to this day clueless. Pictures. I remember seeing the pictures, but I saw them, But the moments in those pictures, so yeah, there's a whole lot I don't remember. So that might have saved me, and being able to undo a lot of the damage that people can inflict on another. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm rambling or because my thoughts are everywhere, but not anywhere like scattered. I could go on and on and on, and I don't want to bore people, I guess. I don't know. I sit here alone a lot. I don't physically have anybody to interact with. I tried with family that I married into and I loved regardless, but they never let me be a part of their family at all. A part of them. They never even got to even know who I am. It's crazy. The FPV community, they know me more. So I appreciate that. So I don't know. 8-bit related, not FPV related. I was watching Albert Kim and his little newbie drone DJI review thing. It's a noisy frame to begin with. I have never had any good luck with that. That's a Radley frame. That's carbon or no carbon. That frame is it's noise. I don't know how. And it breaks. Breathe on it wrong and it breaks. But people are hardcore about that frame though. That's what I was doing before. I had to do my session at 10:30. But oh well, I guess I'm back to doing this on my own. 8-bit out. Peace.